Most right-handed players are too right-handed. They over-control the club with the right hand almost exclusively. They tend to do maybe 80% with the right and 20% with their left. When in a proper, well-balanced swing, it should be more like 50-50 left and right, with perhaps even the left being a little more dominant, maybe 60-40 over the right. The right hand is very good for providing speed through the swing, but it doesn't do much for controlling the path of the swing. But in very right-handed dominant players, they use the right hand to try to control the path into the ball and speed. It's doing way too much. The left arm is much better at controlling the path of the club. So I would recommend that if you're really a right-handed person in all things, you're going to be overly right-handed when it comes to playing golf from the right side. So try to get the left a little stronger in all aspects of the setup, backswing, follow through. We're going to concentrate first on the left wrist. That's a problem for most people in that the left wrist is usually very relaxed and flimsy, and through impact it breaks down. Sometimes in a right-handed swing, the left wrist breaks down, and so does the left elbow. So there's kind of this motion through the ball. When I videotape golfers and stop them at impact, I'll find that this is what I see a lot. Part of it comes from a misconception as to what is happening with the club through impact. The left wrist never bends in this direction, unless you're doing some kind of fancy lob shot where you want to get the club through the ball and pop the ball up. The left wrist only bends toward the thumbs. It may appear that the wrist is going like this through impact, but really what's happening, it's a combination of three things. The wrist uncocking from the thumbs, the forearms rotating, and the shoulders moving. So with the shoulders moving, the forearms rotating, and the wrists uncocking from the thumbs, that gives the golfer the impression that this is happening, when that's not true. At impact, you'll see that in a good player, both arms are fully extended and this left wrist is flat and in line with the shaft. What we're going to do today is kind of overemphasize the left wrist. It's called supination. In order to get the left a little stronger, make it control the swing more, we're going to activate this left wrist and feel as though it's bowed out through the swing. Dustin Johnson does that with his golf swing. Now, when it's bowed out, it comes into the shot a lot stronger, and you're actually de-lofting the club, and the ball will be hit on a lower trajectory and a powerful shot. The first thing we want to do is feel as though the left wrist is more activated. The concentration on your swing should be right in here, okay? We're going to concentrate on the left wrist being activated, the slack taken out of this whole area. We're going to have the wrist bend in this direction, and again the slack is going to be taken out, and it's going to feel like it's leading. There's not going to be any looseness in this area here. If you're used to overusing your right hand and breaking down with your left wrist at impact, this will feel totally different, and it'll feel very solid to you. With this firmness in the left wrist and the leading, you got to know when to back off as to how much firmness is there, how much leading, because with golf, a little goes a long way. Sometimes just the concept is enough. because if you physically try to do it, it might be too much, so you might have to back off once you have enough firmness and enough leading. Left wrist in charge, in front. Kind of more relaxed. Got the concept. Still felt the leading, but I backed off from the tension. So you gotta know, you gotta tweak the tension meter. We're gonna now do a little chip pitch shot. This is only about 50 yards from the green, maybe a little less. So we're gonna do the same thing we talked about on a full swing. We're going to take the slack out of the left wrist, have it feeling as though it's a little bowed, have a feeling it's firm, have a feeling that the whole left side is in control. This is a very simple way to chip and hit short pitch shots. 90% of the shots you will have on the course will only require this type of shot. Won't require anything high, anything fancy, not much hand action. Wrists ahead, keep them ahead. Ball will be hit crisply, it'll jump off the club, hit on a low trajectory. With that lower trajectory, you'll have to actually have a chance to hold some shots. The ball is going to want to try to get to the pin rather than coming up with spin and ending up short. So again, the feeling is left wrist at impact is ahead and stays ahead. That was, oh, hit the pin. I should quit now, huh? So this really simplifies things. Hands ahead, left wrist ahead. Keep the slack out of the left wrist. This doesn't happen. That happens. You can repeat that. Taking the slack out of the left wrist and keeping it firm helps on all short shots, including putting, especially if you get to be this kind of a stroke. Left wrist bowed out, slack is taken out of this area, firmed up the muscles there, keep them extended, keep them pointing toward the target. There you go. Yes, sir.